When we talk about immersive performing experiences, we're not talking about entertainment as a backdrop. We're talking about moments that shift the energy of an entire room, that make people stop, feel something, and remember where they were. What is the difference between a performing arts expert and booking an artist directly? It's the difference between a great ingredient and a great dish. An artist is talented, but talent alone doesn't design an experience. It doesn't read the room, understand the brand, manage the arc of an evening, or know what happens when something goes wrong on the night. When you work with a creative professional who specializes in performing arts, you're getting curation, direction, production thinking, and creative intelligence. You're getting someone who knows how a fire act lands differently after a keynote than after a dinner, who understands that the wrong performance in the right venue is still the wrong choice. Clients come to me because they want the outcome, not just the act. They want their guests to walk away talking about that moment. That takes expertise, experience, and an eye for what works in context. Performing arts, when placed and directed correctly, are one of the most powerful tools in event design, but it has to be handled by someone who understands both the art and the room it's walking into. And here's what most people don't realize until they've done it the hard way. Performing arts is not a line item. It's not something you add at the end when the budget has room. The most extraordinary events I've worked on were the ones where the creative direction was built into the concept from day one, where the performance wasn't a feature, it was the spine of the entire experience. Think about the events you remember, not the ones with the biggest budgets, the ones that made you feel something, that created a moment you turned to the person next to you and said, "Did you just see that?" That doesn't happen by accident. It happens because someone early in the process asked the right question: what do we want people to feel? And then built everything around the answer. That's the work. That's what a creative director with a performing arts background brings to the table that a general event producer simply cannot. We don't just know what looks good. We know what lands. We understand timing, tension, surprise, and release. We understand how the human body responds to movement, to sound, to light, to the unexpected. And we use all of that deliberately to design an emotional journey for your audience. So when a client asks me, should we book a performer or should we book you? My answer is always the same. Book me, and I'll bring you the right performer in the right moment, designed for the right outcome. That's not a higher cost. That's a better investment, because one misplaced act can flatten an entire evening, and one perfectly directed performance can make your event the one everyone talks about for years.